Hi, this is Debra Sayble-Thornbrugh, and I'm going to demonstrate how to begin Unit 1 in our CSIT 125 Microsoft Word online class. After you log into Blackboard, from the announcements page, you would go over to the left-hand menu list and click Unit Assignments. On this page, you'll see four things. At the very top is a link to a page that explains what to expect in your assignments. The second link shows you how to turn projects in to Blackboard. The third thing that you see is one you should have already done by now. To do this first, the first discussion post. This is due by September 7th, 2017, and it must be completed before you start Unit 1. When you're ready to start Unit 1, you would go down here at the bottom and click Unit 1, Creating and Editing Documents. Please note the little blurb down here at the bottom. All tasks in this unit are due by midnight on Saturday, September 9th. Feel free to submit early. You can submit work up to 3 days late with an automatic 10% deduction from earned points. So if you were to turn this in on September 12th, by midnight, you'd be okay. You'd still be able to turn it in, even though you'd have a slight deduction in what you earned on it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Unit 1 to get into that page. From this page, there are three things you would see. The first thing is on the far left-hand side, there is a table of contents, and these are individual links to the four different pages in Unit 1. Whichever one is highlighted the most is what is being shown here in the middle. This is the second thing. You see the actual information on that page. And finally, on the far right hand side, there's a link you can click that will take you through each page. You can click, of course, over here on the table of contents to get to each page as well. So the first thing is that you'll see is how to see the Blackboard unit pages you need. This is pretty much discussing what I just told you. So I'm going to go ahead and click to the next page for Unit 1. This is the overview of Unit 1. It's like a brief summary of what you will find in Unit 1. Right here, of course, is the video that you're watching right now. This is the link to that video. When you scroll the page up, you'll see two basic things. You'll see skills covered in this unit, an inclusion list of what you're going to learn in Unit 1. And down at the bottom is a summary of the tasks you're going to complete in Unit 1. The first task is that you're going to read Chapter 1 for the Word software of Chapter 1 in the textbook. You can either read the hard copy of the book, the physical book, or you can read it online in SimNet. As you read, please complete the pause and practice exercises within the chapter. There's maybe 2 or 3 of those, and even though you're not turning them in and they're not graded, it is an important part of learning how to use these skills in Word. So I highly recommend that you do the pause and practice exercises. You're also going to watch a brief video, not the one that you're watching right now, but a different video that introduces some of the features in Word 2016. And you're going to complete an assigned Word project and then turn it in at this Blackboard page. Now when I say Word project, I mean you're going to work on a Word document assigned to you, and you're going to do certain steps that tell you exactly what to do on that file, and then when you're finished, you save it and you turn it in here to Blackboard. After you do that, you post your answer to a question in the discussion board in Blackboard. Now this is not the very first discussion you're going to post to. This is the second one, but it's for Unit 1. It has to do with content in Unit 1. So when you're finished reading the overview, click to the next page in Unit 1, and this is the meat and potatoes, as they say. This is the page that has the assignment instructions, very specific directions on what to do in Unit 1. It explains how to read the chapter, which chapter you're going to read. It has some advice for doing things within that chapter, and as you keep scrolling, this is the video here where it says watch the Introduction to Word 2016 video. This is the video here that I'm requiring you to watch that offers an introduction to Word 2016 software. You may also see maybe some tips and tricks of that may be demonstrated in that video. Coming down here, the third section is to do the project. This is what comprises the main grade for Unit 1. In your textbook, you're going to turn to these pages, W1-44 through W1-54. On those 10 pages, there are 3 different projects: Guided Project 1-1, Guided Project 1-2, and Guided Project 1-3. The first number, the number 1, indicates the number of the chapter that you're in. The second number indicates the number of the project. So this would be Unit 1 or Chapter 1 project, Guided Project number 2. You may choose any one of these 3 guided projects to complete. Please only complete one of them to turn in. If you really feel gung-ho, feel free to do all 3 of them, because the more you do, the better practice you'll have, but only turn in one of them, upload one of them when you're finished. But you get to pick from those 3. So you're going to follow all the steps in the textbook pages for that guided project. Note that some projects in the textbook require the use of something called student data files. There is a page in Blackboard under the Tools and Information page. There is a section called Student Data Files. You need to go there and read what they are. They are basically just pre-created files that come with the textbook. I provide the links to the files for you here in Blackboard, and when you have to use one of these files for a project, that means that you're going to open one of these files as a jumping off point and then modify or edit that document based on the project steps, what it tells you to do. When you're finished with your project, you're going to turn it in. Here on the page, the last page in Unit 1 is a page called Turn in Your Project File here, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Then you can do the discussion in Blackboard for Unit 1. This discusses the discussion board post, and since you've already completed one of those, the very first discussion post, you should know how to do this one too. At the very bottom of this page, it tells you how many points the tasks are worth. The guided project from your textbook is worth 40 points, and the discussion board post for Unit 1 is worth 10 points. As I scroll back up, I'm going to go to the last page in Unit 1 here in Blackboard. And this is where you go, this page is where you go to upload and submit your project work. You'll notice here is the due date. This is the date that you need to turn in your project by, no later than this date and this time. You feel free to turn it in any earlier than that if you want. This here shows how many points this particular task is worth. When you're ready to submit and upload your work, you would scroll down here, and where it says Browse My Computer, Attach Files, Browse My Computer, you would click that button, Browse My Computer, locate the place on your computer where your project file is located. Let's say that this is your project file. This is actually the file for the syllabus for this class. So you could single click on your project file and then click Open down here in the lower right, or you can just double click on the file you want to upload. When you do that, scroll up a little bit, you'll see the file, the name that you just uploaded here, and the link title if there is one. And if you uploaded something by mistake, you could click over here, Do Not Attach, and it would remove it, and then you could try Browse My Computer again and try to find the right one. But once you have the correct file uploaded here, then all you have to do to turn it in is in the lower right corner, remember to click Submit. Once you have it uploaded here, that is not turned in yet. It's just been uploaded. You have to submit it, otherwise I won't get it. So when you click Submit, it will then confirm that you have submitted the work, and at that point I will grade it just as soon as I can get to yours. Then you can navigate anywhere else in Blackboard. You can go back to the unit assignments if you want, or announcements or anything else. But that's how you start and use Unit 1.